So let's set up our Unity project so we can share with students, teachers, friends, family. Here I am inside of my Unity project. Not a whole lot going on. I just have one practice script. Doesn't matter. Step 1, close Unity. Okay, I can do that. Step 2, make a GitHub account on github.com and then download Github Desktop. If you're not familiar, GitHub is a famous website for sharing code and projects with people. You can ignore all this. Basically, we're going to make a new repository. And what that means is a new bucket where we're going to store our files in. So I'm going to call this Dodge Puck Live repo, just so I know it's a repo. The path doesn't so much matter. For now, I'm just going to put it on my desktop for easy finding, which is probably bad practice anyways. Doesn't matter. The git ignore is very important. Make sure you choose Unity for that, because there are a bunch of files in your project it doesn't need to upload. They're temporary files, those kinds of things. So there we go. Know where that's at. Use Unity for the git ignore and hit create repository. So you'll notice on my desktop here is my repo, and inside of that is just a couple of git files. Well, we need to put our project inside of here because, for instance, if I were to just make a new text document, you don't need to do this. I'll just call this test. And I go back to GitHub Desktop, it says, hey, something changed within that folder. It's watching this folder for me. And I can now say, oh, added test doc, commit to master. And what that does is commit to this local repo, not to the website. So now it is committed locally, and I'm ready to publish. The first time you publish, after that it'll say push. So I'm going to publish that, and this is very important, uncheck keep code private, because I want to share this with students and other people, and it's going to be published to github.com. It's not private, and the rest doesn't matter. Publish. It's pushing those changes, and lo and behold, if I go to github.com, I log in and I go to your repositories. There is my new repo live on the internet. Now, it doesn't have my project in it, but you can see it does have all of these things. So now let's get our project inside of here so we can push that. So Dragon is my D drive, the Unity, and then what do I call it? Oh, Dodge Puck Live is my actual project. I'm going to take all these files. When you see the assets, you know you're in the right place. So just copy that, and we're going to abandon this folder. We're not going to use it anymore. We're going to use the repo as our project folder. So I just paste that into there. And keep in mind, while that's going over there, the next time you launch Unity Hub to run your game and actually edit your game, you're going to have to hit add, and you're going to add this repo because it's going to be looking in the old location that is not being watched by the repo repository. So once this is done, look at all that new stuff there. Let's go to our GitHub and look at that. 26 changed files it noticed. And I'll call this initial commit. And we'll commit to master. Again, that's committing to our local repo. And now I can push those changes, which is sending it up to the internet to github.com. And now, if I can find the correct window, there we go. Let me refresh this page. And look at that. There's my entire project on GitHub. And so when I go to edit my project, I don't want to edit the old version. I want to add and go to wherever I put that repo, which in my case is in here, Dodgebug Live repo. This is my project folder now. It's also the repo. So I hit select folder, and there it is. Now I'm ready to open it up and start editing. And every time I make a change within Unity, or say I make some edits and I save it, I will have to go to GitHub Desktop and commit and push. Commit and push, commit and push. So let's just, I don't know, inside scripts, let's just add a script, call it delete me, save it. I don't have to exit Unity. I did that so I could move the files around, but now if I go to GitHub Desktop, there, sure enough, it says there's a new script and a meta file that came with it. Delete me, new script. It's always nice to have a description. Commit and push. So I've made those changes, and now once that's done, I can go to my repo. I'm going to refresh that, and look at that. It says inside of assets, something with this comment 12 seconds ago happened. Let's go in there, and sure enough, 20 seconds ago, right inside of here, scripts, hey, look at there, delete me is right there. So how do you share that then with other people? If I was the teacher, how would I look at my students' work? Well, if your students go to, they could do it from the website or from here. Sorry. Too many little gray windows. Repository settings. This link right here that ends in .git. If they get you that link, say I copy that, as the teacher, I can say file clone repository because I want a copy of their Git repo on my computer, and then I can just under URL, I can paste in their Git link. No, it's not gonna like it because I already have here. I'll sell it. Here is a delete me repo. It's typos, whatever. So here's my folder where I want to store that, and I am pretending to get a student's Git repo, and I'll hit clone. And now it's pulling from my student's repo. So I'm still in my own one, but where is my... I got way too many repos in here. I cloned it. Where did it go? Maybe, it's probably this one because that's what it was called. This is the student one. I probably should have done that with another example like somebody else's. Anyways, so that, and every time the student makes a change, you can just come in here and fetch, and it will update there. If I close all this stuff, there's the delete me repo. There it is, Dodgebug Live repo. I'm pretending that's my student's one, even though it's the same as mine. But anyways, that's how you would do that. So you can clone other people's repo. You can create new repos for yourself and push those changes. And so I've done it before where if my students need help, I can simply provide them with a link to my own repository and say, hey, why don't you check your code against mine, and just share with them. It's under this is where the link is here. Copy that, and then the students would go in here and say file, clone, put in the link I gave them into an empty folder, etc. So hopefully that helps. You can then share code or entire Unity projects with each other. Students can collaborate with each other and have a good time.